Omega, and I'm always bringing that truth. You know how I do. I just wanted to go live because YouTube is like down for like 240 billion fucking people or something. So I don't even know if you guys are able to like see this live or whatever, but I'm definitely patients are going out. This freaking sucks. Like, what the F? What the F? Oh my goodness. I think we could be buffering. It's a blackout because I just did not feel like getting my ass on camera. I did want to go live anyways, just to chit chat and talk to y'all and see what was up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Peace, peace, peace. Thanks for putting that in the comment section. Shout out to my squad of truth. This is a blackout, y'all. Probably ain't gonna get on camera. But I'm gonna pin that message. Like, when I seen YouTube was down, I was about to lose my shit. That's my only source of entertainment. I mean, we have Netflix and shit. My daughter got a flat screen TV in her room. Y'all know I don't really watch TV. So the only thing I really do be watching like all the fucking time is just like YouTube. So when YouTube went down, I'm like, oh, hell to the fuck no. What am I to do with myself? What am I to do? Like, you know? But I'm here, y'all. More like, I don't know. I don't want to say friendly because y'all know I ain't no friendly motherfucker. Okay. But I meant like, you know, trying to get to know my tribe a little bit more and just, you know, be open. But I just need y'all to keep in mind that I'm fucking traumatized, okay? So I don't want y'all to be like, it looks like we're buffering again, but I'm just letting y'all know that I'm fucking traumatized. So if you're trying to like befriend me or whatever, I do want to be friends. I do want to have friends, but y'all have to give me some time, man, because I don't want to be fucked up out here, like trying to just, you know, befriend people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's still saying that my shit ain't working, right? It's still saying that, but I was like, well, let me just see, can I go live? Let me just see what will happen if I click the live button. Let me just see. Gotta go to bed, you know what I'm saying? He said, Justice for Alicia Smiley 2026. Thank you so much. He said, you know I'm cool, but sis, take all the time you need. Thank you, okay? I mean, that for new people too, because I don't want people to be thinking like, this bitch mean. Because I know there's a lot of people that probably be like, damn, like this bitch hella mean. I ain't mean. I'm fucking traumatized. I've been through some shit. And I need everybody to understand that I was put in a situation where my mama wasn't my mama. My sister wasn't my sister. My daddy wasn't my daddy. My uncle wasn't my uncle. My cousins wasn't my cousins. Like, literally, I was lied to my whole entire life. My whole entire family, everybody that I loved and I trusted, literally betrayed me, right? So it's hard for me to, like, y'all are complete strangers, right? Right? And to think that if your family members would do these things to you, like, how hard it's going to be for me to then, you know, become friends with people that I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do want those things, and I do want to, like, you know, have those relationships with you guys and build like my family, my internet cousins. I want to have those things with you guys, but I just, you know, I'm working on this shit. I ain't no mean ass bitch, but I can be. I mean, I just need y'all to know that I can be, but I'm not, okay? And I don't want y'all to think that I am, but I have to have like time and issue, like time to work out an issue or within myself. I don't think it's none of y'all. It's definitely me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, it's definitely me. I'm the one with the trauma. Maybe y'all have some too, but my trauma is like really, really bad. Okay. I'm about to smoke this blunt. That's what I'm finna do. I got a whole blunt rolled up. There's really nothing like wrong with the way that I look right now. I just didn't feel like being on camera at all. So how y'all day has been going? I hope y'all have had a good day. I didn't do any of the shit that I was gonna do. Well, I said I wasn't gonna do the shit any fucking ways, but I didn't do it anyways, okay? And I just kind of sat down and relaxed. It's almost that time again where, you know, I'm gonna be getting some shrooms. I still got some shrooms from last year though, that are still in my shroom jar. And I haven't taken any shrooms since like before fall, since like last summer. And I just have them in my jar. But then like the old man who makes the shrooms around the way or whatever, he just incubated some more or whatever. So I know it's about to be that time now. You know what I'm saying? About to be that time. So I'm excited about that, even though I haven't taken any shrooms in like fucking forever. But I always have some. I just don't ever be taking them because you can't take shrooms like you smoke weed. You cannot do that. You're not going to have any control of your brain follicles if you do that. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking I'll probably, I don't know, have some fun this weekend or next week on my I feel like we buffered. But anyways, you said being friends with females is traumatizing to me. It's traumatizing to me all the way around. The position that these people have put me in, like the family that I grew up in, I don't trust no motherfucking body. I don't trust a nigga trying to date me. I don't trust a bitch trying to be my friend. I don't trust none of that shit. And I don't want to be like that. I don't. But I feel like I don't have a choice, especially with the people that kidnapped me not being locked up, right? Because if you've been in Truth Gang for a long time, then you know that they've sent in lovers, they sent in friends, they even infiltrated Truth Gang for a second and was literally sending people in Truth Gang like, oh, we Truth Gang, we Truth Gang. You remember them two bitches, TY and St. Louis? Like the little two bitches or whatever that was like, we're Truth Gang, we're Truth Gang. We be watching you online. So when I get back to my home city, I'm like, oh, cool. So you know, people in St. Louis, they know what I'm doing online or whatever, and they want to hang out with me. And them bitches was helping to plot my murder. And these were supposed to be homegirls. Like, you get what I'm saying? And then the niggas that I was dating and shit like that, every nigga I ever fucking dated before I left this kidnapper family was literally hand-selected by this kidnapper family, paid off to date me. The friends that I had, they were paying motherfuckers to be my friends. It was like the Truman Show in real, it was the Truman Show in real life. You get what I'm saying? So y'all got to forgive me if I'm not such a friendly person. I'm just going to be honest. I'm suspect to everybody. I am suspect to everybody. I'm always like, who sent you? You get what I'm saying? I'm always like, who sent you? You said females are difficult. They are difficult, man. But I'm the type of female, if I have female friends, we can get along if you're not on no fake shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? If you're not on no mean girl shit, no sly fake shit, because you know bitches be jealous or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you're not on no fake shit, then we can definitely be friends or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let you do you and I'm going to do me or whatever. And I'll be there for you and you be there for me. But there is always, for some reason with me, I sense an underlying fakeness about a situation, like when it comes to females and being their friends. And it's not in Truth Gang. It's not in my soul tribe, because I haven't really even let any of y'all close enough to me to be like, you know, calling any of y'all fake, because we never got close enough for me to even experience whether or not y'all are fake. You get what I'm saying? So I can't really say that about Truth Gang, but I can say in general, just throughout my life, I had a lot of paid actors. I had a lot of people come into my life, and they were a part of what was done to me. They were a part of trying to get this money, because y'all have to keep in mind that Alicia Smiley got money, okay? And I'm not talking about that we're buffering. Are we buffering? Okay. How was I left an inheritance through the family that kidnapped me? One of the people over there left it when I was a young child. They knew I did not belong to the family, so they ended up leaving all their riches to me, which basically hyped the people that survived this person, that stayed on the earth, that was actually their blood member. It hyped them up to kill me more. Because, bitch, how dare we kidnap you and then you get left all the money and an inheritance? You don't even belong to us for real, bitch. And you got left all of the shit in the will? Right. So when they would, you know, bring new people into my life, whether it be lovers or friends or whoever, when they would do that to me, they would literally be there on the guise of, I'm going to get some of this money. I'm going to spy on you for your family members, even men that I would date. The dude that I straight up love, it's a nigga named Harold, right? And he was an identical twin. I told you about him. He was finding a motherfucker chocolate, everything. And then I seen his motherfucking ass had an identical twin too. I was in shock. I was like, oh my God, Lord, what are you trying to do to me, honey? Okay. They literally paid him to leave me and break up with me. Like, I'm fucking scorned, like, not hurt, like, but whatever, but I'm like fucking scarred by it. You get what I'm saying? They literally paid this nigga money to break up with me and go back to North Carolina, right? This nigga called me every day for like 2 years, asking me to sing to him, wanting to talk to me, wanting to know what I was doing. And I knew something was odd about the situation, because I'm like, nigga, you just broke up with me. You literally just left. You talked to the kidnapper mother. And this is why these people would do these things to me, because they were thinking that these people were really my family. So if they were my friends, or if they were a lover or something like that, and then my mother, my cousin, or my uncle would say something to them like, oh, she ain't shit. Or like, you don't need to even be trusting her. You don't even really need to be doing her right, because it ain't gonna last. Whatever they would say to the people, right? They are trusting it because these people that's supposed to be my family were telling them these things about me, telling them horrible things. Was we just buffering? Because I feel like we buffering. I don't know. because my clock, my timer will stop or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But these people would literally do this to me, man. Like, for real, for real. And knowing that I couldn't trust the people that were just closest to me, like a mother, a father, a sister, a cousin, a brother, it makes it a lot harder for me to meet new people and trust new people. You know what I'm saying? You said it's buffering a lot. All right, well, let me know, y'all. Let me know. If it's still buffering, let me know. It's buffering because YouTube is currently down, but I just wanted to see if I can defy the system. If I get quiet, it's because I feel like I'm buffering, okay? You say it's on and off. I will be quiet, though, if I feel like I'm buffering because I'm looking at my clock. That's the only thing that I can tell. You said every 5 seconds is buffering. Thanks for the hearts, whoever's doing that. You trying to fight through the negative energy so it won't buffer. Thank you. I appreciate it. We still buffering, y'all? Tell me now. Is we still buffering? Because I don't see it. My clock is moving. 1313 is where my clock was at. Are we buffering? I see my likes go up. Thanks for the likes. You said, but I just literally finished crying out of nowhere, letting go of someone. The fucking abuse. And honestly, as a chosen one, your spiritual gifts don't even really come through till you've been through some type of traumatization. People became, I see it buffer. But the more people, the more people would do stuff to her, the more her spiritual gifts would come through. But I feel like these people have woken up some type of beast inside of me, because I promise you, if you would have caught me motherfucking 10, 15 years ago, the words, I'm a killer motherfucker, would have never came out of my mouth. I'd have been like, no, killing is wrong. You shouldn't do that. Jesus wouldn't want you to kill anybody. That was me 10, 15 years ago. But now these motherfuckers then kidnap me and try to kill me. I'm killing anybody. Like, that's like, in my mind, like, I feel like they really did do something like internally to me, because in my heart and in my mind and my soul, like, I've already made up in my mind, like, just live your best life, bitch. Just go ahead and live your best life. This is what, you know, my mind is saying to me, like, just go ahead and live your best life. But if you see any other motherfuckers near you, don't hesitate, don't conversate, kill. I promise you. Now, y'all could say that's mental illness if you want to. You can say, oh, that's mental illness, but y'all ain't been through what I've been through, and y'all have not experienced the things that I've experienced and the level of abuse and traumatization that I've experienced. And I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with that being an outcome. I don't want that to be the outcome. I would rather the outcome, these people just go to jail in hell and I can live my life freely. And once they're locked up, I know that I will be able to be okay with meeting new people and inviting new people into my life, because I know that these people are behind bars or they're in caskets and they're not able to send anybody in to come in and destroy me, to come in and try to like spy on me and give them information. You get what I'm saying? I just heard somebody else say that live your life and stop helping everybody. Well, I don't really help everybody, but I do help a select few of people. Everybody else has to pay me. I'm still gonna help you if you pay me, but like, as far as just helping without expecting anything in return, I definitely don't do that shit. Okay. Buffer, we're buffering. Oh my goodness. They'll take your spiritual gifts, they'll take what you have given them, and they will shit on you. Okay. And they won't give you any thanks, praise, ashe, anything. Not that what you're doing with your spiritual gifts is for you to receive praise, because if you're working and you're operating in your spiritual gifts, we're buffering. Okay. If the divine is telling you not to take some form of, geez, they steady trying to buffer me. If the divine is telling you not to take some type of physical payment, then they're going to pay you. Okay. They're going to pay you. But if they don't tell you that shit, you better get a Cash App, a Zelle, a Western Union, or something before you help somebody. And I'm just going to be honest. People have a problem with that, but let's just keep it real. You can pay your tithes at church all year round for 30 years. Let you need a light bill paid. You're not getting that help from that church. All the money that you didn't put into the church, you're not getting that help from the church. Period. And you'll pay that shit with no problem. Okay? I'm back. I'm gonna stay here while I smoke my blunt with y'all, because then I gotta take a shower. I like to take my shower at night because I don't want to be cold in the morning time. Like when I gotta leave out the house and shit, I don't like my pores to be open or nothing. I just want to get up in the morning, wash my face, brush my teeth, and throw on my clothes. So I take my shower at night. And then it helped me fall asleep easier too. I'll be all like fucking relaxed and shit. You know? Dang. We still buffering, man. That's crazy. Hashtag royalty. Hashtag all love always. Hashtag gang. Shout out to Rain. Okay. Justice for baby Smiley. Hashtag truth gang mods. Truth gang chat. Ashe. Gratitude. You say it's so hard to get my mama and them out that mentality of the Christian church. Okay. So that's something that you're going to have to understand. It's not for I'm just going to be honest. It's not for mom and them to wake up out of the Christian church. And I have to keep it real with you, because if you come from a Christian background, when it came down to it, the divine Jesus, who y'all would call Jesus, Yahuwah, Yeshua, whatever you want to call him. Okay. The Christos energy, whatever you want to call him. Who are these people? My only family is those who do the will of the divine. Okay. And when it comes down to it, this is not like the Christian mentality, this spirituality, right? This ain't no hold hands and we all sing kumbaya, right? And we all go to glory. This is literally an individual walk. When it comes to your mother and, you know, your family members, your mother is literally a portal for you to your entrance into earth, which is why the divine was like, who is my mother and my brother? Because he understood that Mary was just his space whip so that he can get. I had to pause for a second because I seen my clock stopped. But it's not about going back and reaching back and grabbing nobody. Honestly, spirituality is not. There's no guarantee that you'll ever run across those souls again. I'm talking about your parents, your family members, right? Because a true chosen one is not really a part of the family that they're raised in. And I'm not saying that they were kidnapped or anything like that, just like Jesus with Joseph and Mary and shit like that, right? He was kind of like implanted there in that family, you know? So it's not really a reach back and go around and do that stuff. Even if you talk to them about too much and they're still in that mind frame, they're going to start to think you're crazy. They're going to call you a devil worshiper. They're going to shun you. If you start too much of what you know, to them, whatever they perceive as too much, then you'll become like literally the person who the family is perceiving as a devil worshiper. They're going to say, God isn't talking to you. God ain't told you those things, because what they've been indoctrinated with doesn't align with what the divine is telling you personally for your walk. And I'm not talking about your mama. I'm talking about those who are indoctrinated in Christianity. They don't truly know the divine, which is why they can't get an individual instruction from the divine that tells them to take their own path. The Bible even tells you that that path is narrow, but you have so many people going down the same road thinking that it's the right road. They think it's the right road, but it's not the right road, because the Bible is even going to tell you that that path is narrow. So if everybody in the church is going this way, this must be this. Okay, so that's clarification. This must be the broad path that I'm on. Do you get what I'm saying? If everybody going the same way and everybody saying that this is right and this is right and this is what I'm supposed to be doing, that has got to be the broad path that you're on, because the path that's truly divine, nobody's going to know about the instruction on that road, but what is given to the person who's taking that road. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So if you made it out, I will only focus on my soul. And I know you love these people, and I'm sure they love you too. But I would only focus on my soul, because it's the only way you're going to make it out. That's the only way you're going to make it out. I could not afford to go back and reach back and grab my children, reach back and grab my dapper family members that I actually did give a fuck about. I couldn't afford to reach back and grab none of them. And that's the real deal. Not friends, not nobody. It became an individual thing where it's just now between me and God. Now this walk is just between me and God. Mama and daddy, sister, cousin, brother, and everybody else don't got nothing to do. We're buffering, okay? So I just said, that's the real deal. We truth gang over here, man. So I'm going to keep it real with you. It's a lonely road. It's a painful road, too, because you're going to lose a lot of people that care about you. But through it all, you're going to see that most of those people don't really care about you. And I ain't saying that. And being guided, the more that they're going to show that they don't give a fuck about you, because the disdain and the hate that you're going to receive, like I said, they may call you a witch, or they may say you into witchcraft, or you doing this and you doing that, and you're not doing any of that. You're just literally following the God within you that the Bible told you was there. You know, that still small voice that the Bible told you about? You're just following that still small voice. But they don't understand that because they don't hear it. They don't hear the still small voice. I hope this makes sense. You said it's buffering and repeating some words, but it's coming through though. Okay, come through, spirit, come through. Okay. You said I had to make my walk personal for self-preservation with the divine infinite. Oh, that's facts. It is a personal walk. It's an individual walk. You have to think about it. You have to think about it. Even when, was it Joseph in the multicolored coat? Even when he was having those dreams, right? And he loved his family, his siblings, his brothers, and all of them. He loved them. Even sharing what the divine was sharing with them created jealousy and created them like envy and them wanting to kill. How? If you with me, stay with me. As I was saying, the dude that got the multicolored coat began to share with his family members the things that the divine was sharing with him. And it started to grow jealousy, animosity to the point to where they wanted to kill him. Okay? I'm just saying. So you really have to be careful with familiar spirits, familiar family. You have to be careful with familiar spirits, your family. We talked about this yesterday. The root word of familiar is family, okay? So you got to be really, really, really careful with those type of energies. I see when we're buffering because my clock stops on my end here. Like my timer, like the live timer will stop. But you know what? I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the opportunity to walk this lonely ass road. Like I'd probably be already dead because everybody around me was fake. Everybody. And plotting just because motherfuckers see you have a talent, you have a gift, or you're just doing you. Like if somebody sees that about you, they have a real issue with that. It can be your mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin, brother. They don't understand. They don't understand why you. Why are you the one that gets to hear from God? Why are you the one that gets the dreams? Why are you the one that was born handsome or born beautiful? Why are you the one where you get these opportunities? Why are you the one that everybody wants to be around? Why are you the one that, brings the life of the party energy? Why? You just being chosen is going to spark a lot of hate and jealousy in people that you already know and have known your whole entire life. Your whole entire life. And then if you go off into spirituality, I would not recommend telling anybody. Even especially if you're a Christian, I wouldn't tell nobody. Because I'm telling you, the moment you start fucking telling them that shit, oh, you're the devil, you need to go down and repent. You need to go on and do that. Everything is witchcraft. I promise you. Everything. I'm gonna light a candle for my ancestors. That's witchcraft. Okay. I'm gonna put some water on this altar. That's witchcraft. Okay. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird. But it's okay, though. I just want to make that clear. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. And the divine going to let you know that it's okay. And that's trying to split up no families. Okay? I ain't want to try to split up no families. But if your family ain't going where you going, they can't go where you going. I'm just saying. If they ain't going where you're going, they can't go where you're going. Okay? That's why I had said this, too. He done brought up a whole topic, and now I'm just going off on a tangent, but that's what I be doing. But anyways, that's why I said yesterday, I'm glad the Smiley family rejected me. I'm glad, because now I don't have to try to fit in. I don't have to try to fit in with these people. I can continue on my spiritual journey, just me and my spirits. Myself, I was like this before you met me, motherfucker. Y'all played games. Y'all lied on my name, and this is the reaction that y'all got. You know what I'm saying? It's the reaction that y'all got, but I'm okay with not being a part of their family. I still want my DNA test, though. I still want it proven. But as far as them having me around and all that shit, we don't got to do none of that. Because we buffering still, y'all. I can see when my clock stops, so I just stop talking so y'all don't miss nothing. But yeah, I'm glad about this shit. I really am. Because I can just be me and continue to be me. and not have to feel no kind of way about it. But I do know after you go through everything that you go through, everybody that you lost will be replaced. After you go through what you go through and you got to get rid of all them old ass people that was in your life, then their seats are empty. You got to get their seats empty, and then the divine will replace them. Okay? Mama, daddy, sister, cousin, brother, lover, whoever it is, friend, whoever it is in your life. It's bittersweet, this walk here. It's a bittersweet walk. But I will say that, buffering again, I seen 3113. But I have my moments where I'm literally like, you know, in awe of the spirit and the things that they show me and that really be happening, and just like, you know, how they use me. And then other times I'll be frustrated like a motherfucker. I'll be like, what in the that's how I be, you know? So it's like even, half and half, light and dark. But my peace and my growth is unmatched, okay? My peace and my growth is unmatched. And that's how I feel. It is buffering when it wants. Being alone with my spirits, that's something that I have also like been like, I've been in this zone for so long, man, for so fucking long, where it's literally just been me and my spirits, or it's been me, my kids, and my It's still buffering. I'm about to open up my laptop and see if YouTube is still down. I don't know if it's going to be able to save this live or nothing, y'all. I don't know. Because it said the site was down when I went live, but I just wanted to test the waters and see. Now they said my internet down. I don't like that. Hold on. Let me go to the internet. I'm here, y'all, though. For real, for real. I'm just trying to see if YouTube's still down, and that's probably why my live keep getting chopped up. But I appreciate the likes. And if y'all subscribed, I appreciate the subscribes. If y'all hyped, I appreciate the hype. YouTube kind of be shady on the hypes, though. I noticed that button be disappearing. The little hype button. So you got to really like a creator to give them your hypes, okay? You really got to like a creator to give them your hypes, because I think you only get one every week or something. Or 3 every week or something like that. You said, yeah, mine was down also, but home internet is thriving. TV mirroring. Right, I checked everything. Oh, it's back up. Look, it's back up. Okay, on my laptop it is anyways. I should probably start this live over then. I'll probably get better reception. But yeah, it's back up. It has been acting up though. But anyways, what I was saying, I was basically saying that this is a middle walk. Okay, I say a middle walk because it's equally good, it's equally bad. Hopefully, you know, there'll be more good than what the bad I've experienced. But I understand that the bad that I've experienced in my life has turned me into the warrior that I am. I remember when the spirit head came and visited me, this when I told you I was married to that preacher, and the preacher, he fucking like an entity or some shit, right? Because the spirit used to come through him, and this is before he went full dark side, because he was a preacher, right? But the spirits used to take over this nigga's body in front of me and the kids, in front of the kids, okay? And the kids. I don't give a fuck about talking about this demon anymore. I don't care. I'll tell all his business. But he would literally, the spirits would come in him, and it would be good spirits and bad spirits that would hop in and out of this nigga. And I was sitting in the car with him in front of the kidnapper mama house one time, and literally his whole everything changed into another spirit, right? Like his voice changed. He took his glasses off. That's how I knew he was possessed, because he couldn't see the preacher that I was married to, y'all. He couldn't see without his glasses, right? So in real life, if it's just him, like he had astigmatism, so he couldn't see like a few feet in front of him. Everything would start being blurry, right? And when the spirit would hop into him, he wouldn't need his glasses. Like, he would be walking around the house and shit. And I knew he was possessed one time because I told y'all he had broke his femur and he had to learn how to walk again. And this nigga was up and walking around a motherfucking house, and he really broke that motherfucker. I know. Okay. And he was up and walking around the house with his glasses off, talking different, every fucking thing. So that has happened to him a whole fucking bunch of times when I was married to him. I knew something was the fuck up with his ass, right? He's a warlock. Okay. That's the preacher. He's a mother's house. And he was talking to me, right? And then all of a sudden, a spirit like took over this nigga's body, right? And I know that I'm not talking to him because he moved different too when they were in his body, right? So he would like take his glasses off real slow. You know what I'm saying? And then be like walking funny. Okay. And you said, I remember you telling us that was creepy, right? So this is another time. I had to make a whole series about him, but I said I want to write a movie, right? But anyways, so we sitting in the car, and the spirit takes over his body, right? And this is gonna tie into another story I probably had already told y'all too. And at first it was coming off as like a nice spirit, but he had took his glasses off slow. He's sitting in the driver's seat. All right. So he looking slow. And I said he looking slow with his slow ass. All right. So he taking his glasses off slow, and he's talking differently. He's talking slower, right? And do y'all hear that? That's why I say, hold on. I'm trying to tell this fucking story. Let me check this shit out, because this is kind of like a creepy story, but I just keep hearing noises. That's why I said, hold on, because I'm like finna look around right quick. Hold on. Okay. All right, we good. That's the cats. All right. Maybe somebody don't want me to get this story out, but I'm still gonna tell the story, okay? So I'm in the car, right? And he was talking all nice to me at first or whatever, and I'm trying to ask whatever spirit is in him. I'm like, because I'm young, I'm like, like, what am I gonna be? Like, when I get older, like, what am I gonna be? Motherfucking spirit was like, what do you want to be? Through him, right? He like, what do you want to be? And I looked at him and I said, I want to be a warrior. Then that motherfucker face whole fucking changed and was like, what makes you think you can be a warrior? That is exactly how the fuck he sounded. And guess what, bitch? I'm a warrior. I'm just saying. That was a demon that I was talking to. But it had disguised itself like as an angel of light. Like he physical warrior, unless I gotta be. But I'm a spiritual warrior like a motherfucker. I be fighting. You said that was creepy. Well, it was creepy. And then the voice made it creepier. I'm just saying. The voice definitely made it creepier, but that shit kind of pushed me to like tap into my spirituality too. Like, this shit did make me a warrior, man. It made me listen more. It made me observe more. It made me pay attention more to my surroundings, pay attention to people's body languages, pay attention to their eyes. I pay attention to every fucking thing. Like, I feel the energy shifting. I'm very sensitive to spirit because of what these people put me through. Because of what they put me through, I am so fucking sensitive to spirit. I'm sensitive when something's going wrong. Sometimes I can even feel when shit's happening with these people, with shit going wrong in their life. And it just be their energy. And I'm like, yeah, okay, they getting their ass fucked up right now because I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little story for y'all, but I had several times. I have to divide this up. I probably have to put the shit on TikTok. I don't know. They haven't really been fucking with me since the last time I said, if they keep fucking with me, I'm going to put all their business out. I will put all their business out there. Because what the fuck I got? But anyway, y'all. Y'all got to talk to me or I'm going to get off here. I still ain't smoked my whole blunt, though. I'm not even halfway there because I got this little slow burn right here. So I'm not even halfway there. So y'all keep me company. What you say, Ray? Yep, eyes went black. Even the white was seen through your warlock. even until his body went reptilian, leprosy spots, when at the right moment, I got the fuck on. Okay, so that was something too about my ex-husband. That was the warlock preacher, right? He's a reptilian too, and that's what I was trying to fucking tell you, motherfuckers. It don't matter if you're fucking black. This nigga had reptile skin, like eczema, like that's what they're gonna call it, I guess. And I'm not saying if you have eczema that you're a fucking reptilian, but it's a certain point here, okay? It is a certain point to where that shit is real reptile-ish for real, okay? And he had that shit going on with him. And I noticed that too when I first got with him. So yeah, that is a sign, okay? Rain, that's a sign. Okay? Would they have that eczema shit and he be bad, like a whole fucking lizard skin type shit? Yeah, that's a reptilian. And they're not all white. All they need is a meat suit. Just like disembodied spirits. All they need is a fucking meat suit. That's it. Okay? So don't be like, they're black. They couldn't possibly be reptilian. That's an illusion, bitch. Okay? That's a motherfucking illusion. Okay? You need to watch everybody. You need to watch everybody. You need to look at people's souls. Because all the white people aren't reptilians either. They're not. But if you're thinking spiritually, I'm smoking weed, y'all, so that's why I'm coughing. If you're thinking spiritually, then you're going to be looking at what's inside that person and not their skin tone. If you're thinking on a 3D level and you're on some type of programming, then you're going to be looking at a person's skin. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be looking at their skin to see if, like, you know, I don't know, maybe this person's a fucking rapper because he's black. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Maybe this person, you know, is racist because they white. I don't know. But really, it's all what's within the skin because your body is your vehicle. It's your house. Okay? And I guess if you do drugs, then it's a crack house. Well, joke. It's a crack house. Okay, somebody laugh with me, okay? But yeah. It was some scary shit that I went through, man. It was scary shit. I think I told y'all about that one time, too. That motherfucking nigga was in the chair. We lived on, it was like the west side of St. Louis, off of Union. And the motherfucker got, and this, I was still a Christian. Because I was still married to his ass, right? And why did the fucking spirit tell me to get some salt and get my kids and put them in a room and line the fucking door with the salt? And I was still going to church. And I did it, and it kept his possessed ass, because I told y'all spirits used to hop in and out of him, right? And it kept his possessed ass the fuck out that room with my kids. For real. It was like, okay, the angel and the demon inside of him was literally fighting, because I told y'all it would go into his body, right? So, and this is like some movie shit for real. And I will take a lie detector test. I don't give a fuck. This shit is real. It really fucking happened. And this is the nigga that I ended up fucking marrying and having children with. Listen, right? So we was in this apartment. We stayed across the hallway from his aunt Dora. She deceased now. I ain't giving her ass no ashe because I don't really know what the fuck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we stayed across the hallway from her, right? And this is the apartment that we was in. It was on Wells in Union. Okay? And this nigga was in the chair in the middle of the apartment. And all of a fucking sudden, like, a spirit came in, and this was a good spirit, right? It was back and forth. And I think I told y'all the story before too. This was a good spirit, right? So the spirit, he was sitting in the chair and he started moving different, like taking the glasses off, going to the side or whatever and shit like that, right? He started moving different, right? You say it's buffering. Fuck. Is it buffering now? Tell me. I'm trying to tell y'all the story. I'm gonna keep going, right? So he started moving different, right? So we're in the chair, right? And he's in the chair, right? So he in the chair and I'm standing like by him once I notice his movement start to shift, right? So a spirit come through. This is an angel, right? It's an archangel. I'm thinking it's Gabriel at this point in time. This was many, many years ago. I think this was like 2010 or 2011 or something like that, okay? No, it's like 2012, something like that, right? Okay, so the angel come through his body and he says, I want you to take the salt and I want you to go in a room in exactly 3 minutes. And I'm like, talking to the angel through him, I'm like, why? This is a spiritual war, right? Why do I need to go in the room? And they was like, there's somebody here that ain't supposed to be here. This is, and it's coming through this nigga. Okay, it's coming through my ex-husband, right? He said, there's somebody here that ain't supposed to be here. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And then this nigga was like, like you know, I don't know, like out of a movie, like his chest was like, you know, poking out, like fucking, like he was like transforming or something, like he was doing that, and he was in the fucking chair, and then the bad angel, whatever the fuck it was, demon, whatever the fuck it was, came through him and was getting, it says, get in the room. Like he was telling me to get in the fuck in the room. He had already told me to get the salt and get in the room, but I had the salt in my hand, but I was like telling you, I was sitting there talking to him, but like, why? Like, why do I need to? Y'all hear that noise? Okay. But I'm like, why do I need to like get the salt or whatever? Because I didn't really understand. I'm still a Christian at this point in time, right? So when I seen that shit, I hurried up. I grabbed my kids. I grabbed my fucking kids, right? All of them. And you can ask my daughter. She's grown now. She's finna be 20, right? But she remember this, right? So I grab her. I get the salt. The spirit, literally the same body, right? Coming through and saying, put the salt on the floor. Put the salt on the floor. I put the salt on the floor, right? And then he says, whatever you do, do not listen to him. Like if he gives you any type of instruction, if he tells you to get up or do anything, do not listen to him. He said, I cannot hold this demon any longer. I have to go to get help. This is the honest to God truth. I will fucking take a lie detector test. He said, I cannot hold this demon any longer. I have to go get help. So I need you to stay in a room with your kids. My daughter can tell you, right? So I put the shot on the door. I'm still a Christian. I'm still going to church. I don't really understand, but I see this motherfucker, and I'm not really thinking that he's possessed at this point in time because I've always had a magical mindset. I'm thinking to myself like, you know, he's my husband. He's a preacher. I'm like, okay, this is really spiritual. Like, I don't really know what the fuck. Like, you get what I'm saying? The door, right? I hear all type of shit too outside the door. Like, I'm hearing like shit like being tossed around. Like, I don't know. Like, shit was like being fucked up, right? Outside of the door when the angel leaves after I get my kids and I go in the room with the salt. My kids, he comes to the door and I'm bent down, I'm knelt down with my kids and I'm like, nobody move, like, don't, you know, everything okay, like daddy just, you know, he tripping right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, don't move, everything's gonna be okay. You get what I'm saying? So as I'm sitting there on the floor, he starts telling me, he's calling me by my name, that name that they gave me, like Edie, but he's saying it really weird. He's like, Edie. He's saying it real fucking weird, right? And I'm on the floor with my kids. I'm telling them, don't move or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like panicking because I'm like, I want the other spirit to come back, like, so like I know what the fuck to do because I don't, right? Dude telling me, get up and come to the door, get up and come to the door. Like, and then in my head, like I remember what the other angel that he was wrestling with, whatever the fuck he was wrestling with, right? Came through and said, like, he came through and was like, don't, anything he tells you to do not follow any commands. And I knew that when he was telling me to like get up off the door, get up off the floor and come to the door, like come to the door, I knew that if I would have listened to him, I would have became possessed, like something. The angel didn't tell me that. But when I was in the room and he was like saying my name that weird ass way, right? When he was giving me like a command, like come to the door, open the door, like that's what he was saying to me, right? You know, he even was like beating on it and shit, right? And I knew if I moved at that fucking moment that I was gonna become possessed or something. I knew it in my soul. I did not listen to him. I just stayed, kneeled down. I didn't make a move. I didn't even stand up from that position because I was scared, like if I stood up from that position, like something was going to happen to me. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I did not move and I did not follow any of the instructions that he was giving me while the other spirit was gone, right? Long story short, the other spirit came with backup and then this nigga ends up passing out. Like they like literally wrestled, right? And he ends up passing out. Me and my kids, like, the angel tells me it's safe to come out now. Me and my kids come out of the room. The whole house is flipped upside down. Destroyed. Destroyed. Did y'all hear this story? Tell me y'all heard it. Because this is like trauma. I will tell it again on another video because it's the truth. Okay. And I would take a lie detector test. But you have, like, the divine don't be showing all type of people this type of shit. They don't show all the people this shit. And this shit happened a long time ago. And I still tell people because, I mean, it is what it is. That's the experience that I had with this nigga. Like, for real, for real. Okay? Tell me if y'all heard that. Tell me if y'all heard. For real, for real. Because I'm definitely spilling some tea on this live. Did I scare the shit out of y'all? This is the truth. This is the truth. That shit really fucking happened. It happened a bunch more times with him, like where the spirits would hop in and out, but it got to a point where I was no longer listening to him because of the stuff that he was doing with like the gift that he was given or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You said, I think I've heard it before on here. I've told it before on here. It's the truth, man. I feel like we were buffering. You said maybe I'm different, but it's not scary, but it is. That shit was scary than a motherfucker going through it. I told you about the time when he was off the walker and shit. And he came in the room or whatever, and there was a spirit in him. And I was thinking in my mind, when he walked out the room, I was in my mind and I was saying, oh shit, like what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck. And then he turned and looked at me. He said, you should not say what the fuck. That's inappropriate. And I didn't speak it out loud. And this was in the same apartment. I didn't speak that shit out loud. He probably possessed too now, shit. I don't know. But I've been through some. We was buffering, y'all, so I was just quiet because I didn't want to be wasting my breath. Okay. But it's the truth. But that's why I said I want to like write a fucking movie. I'm going to write a movie about his ass. Straight up. Y'all will want to see that? Y'all will want to see that movie? I told y'all this shit been happening to me all my life, but I really didn't understand. Like I told y'all with the Sandman. When I put those two boxes together, I realized I seen him in the kidnapper mama house. Shit, standing over my bed when my homegirl was living with us. I was like, what the fuck? I woke her ass up. She didn't see him, of course, but I'm just saying he was there, and I told her about him. But he ain't hurt me. He just scared the fuck out of me. That's all that was. And then I didn't see him till what, 20 years later? He didn't come back around. But I directly stopped. I didn't never listen to that preacher because it was too much going on, like in and out of him. Like what I would see being married to him. Like the demonic possession. I don't know. But there was some good spirits that came through him, though. I'm not gonna deny that, because you can become like a conduit where you can be used for good or bad, but that's why you got to choose this day whom you gonna serve or whatever they be saying. You get what I'm saying? Because you'll be open. You know what I'm saying? And that's another reason why. So to put it in spiritual terms, like Asha, right? None of that shit ever fucking happened to me because my higher self was always sitting in my seat. My soul, the God in me, was always sitting in my seat. So they can't come inside of me. You get what I'm saying? The only spirit that's going to be taking over this body is the one that already live here, and that's Ashavai Ishtar, my higher self. Madre Omega Ashavai Ishtar, the most high honorable judge. Okay, that's who is my higher self. So, and she's going to fight to keep the seat. So if anybody trying to possess me, she going to kick ass. She going to fight to keep the seat, the driver's seat of the vessel. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's some deep shit, and that's the truth. I've seen so much in the spirit realm, and I thank the spirits for showing me that shit. I mean, it is scary, but I do thank them for showing me, because how many people do they really show this shit? You know, it amazes me how, I survived it. I'm just going to be honest. It amazes me how I survived that shit and still came out spiritually superior than that motherfucker. Okay? That's why I don't be tripping about having no man, for real. Come on now. I don't trip about having no man ever since that. When you date the fucking King Koopa of Warlocks or marry that motherfucker, you ain't gonna be tripping about having no man in your life. What the fuck? You're gonna value your peace. Motherfucker getting mad because I told my story, but I'm gonna keep telling my story. And that's the truth. And I don't give a fuck who believe me. Hook me up to a lie detector test. Hook me up to one. I done seen some shit. But that was the only person. And the mother figure, I ain't never seen no demonic energy take over her or nothing. She just an evil bitch. You get what I'm saying? But that fucking ex-husband, that preacher, oh, it was something there. Really bad. Okay? You said a lot of demons hide and dress up in church suits. Yep. You said, yes, indeed. It would be scarier than an Annabelle movie. But it would be the truth, though. It would be because it's got, the AIDS and shit energy in it. And the struggling black people, the church is there. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to work with Tyler Perry. That was just a joke. I would want to do my own production and do my own thing. You get what I'm saying? But it's the truth, and it's my story. And it's a wild ass story, and I can't believe it that I fucking made it out this shit. Like, I cannot fucking believe I made it out this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for making it out of this shit. Because that shit was crazy. But I'm happy inside, y'all. I just wanted to share my, share my experiences with y'all. I mean, they're deep ass experiences. And I have more. I do have more, but I'm probably just going to have to be triggered to talk about it or something. But I do have more stories like that. But it's literally going to be about that part of my life, like for real. Because that's like when the shit was really getting heavy. Like they sent in the King Kuba, like this bitch is going to be out of here if we send this nigga in, you know? That's why I got. I feel like we're buffering. Is it going slow? I feel like it is. Well, tribe, I hope you enjoyed this story time. Beat the system live. Straight up. You say it's buffering. Yeah. That's why I was just finna end the live, girl, because I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But if people watching, then we can keep going. But if it's buffering and people get sick of that, it is what it is. But I guess that's all I had to get out. Maybe I should just keep coming out here and telling the shit. They're probably going to get angrier, but it's okay. Now, that part is crazy, but it is what it is. All my life, I've been a magical motherfucker. I've always been able to hear spirits and see spirits. And that was the first real time being married to that person where it was coming through like humans, like where they were literally showing themselves to me through a person. And I just stopped listening to him altogether. Like, I didn't tell him shit about nothing spiritual, nothing. But before I go, I think where all that other shit had happened, which was on Wells and Union in St. Louis, right? So I was on Page and like Union. Okay, I was like on Page and Union. So I literally had moved around the corner and moved in with him or whatever. But we was already divorced and I had my own place, right? And this was the place where I opened up the portal, where I told y'all I had the things hanging from the ceiling so I could power and shit coming through my hands and my feet. And I kept going to the churches. And every pastor that I dealt with could not help me, like, figure out why I was having this radiating power out of my hands and my feet, right? And this is like all of the shit, the spiritual shit that I'm going through. This is right after I opened up the portal when I told y'all I drew a door. If you've been in Truth Gang for a while, if you a veteran up in Truth Gang, okay, type on the wall. And then I quoted that scripture. What is it? Seeking ye shall find, knocking it shall be open, asking it shall. The power has started radiating from my hands and from my feet, right? And this was when I was a lifeguard at the YMCA. So y'all can do the timeline. Y'all see the pictures of me on this page of me being a lifeguard when my hair was like super short, like ear length, my locks, okay? Around that time, right? So I didn't know what to do. And I went to all these other churches before I went to him, but I was still married to him. So I was like, okay, he's a preacher. So let me pregnant yet. He was just cheating with other bitches. That's why I had my own place while we were still married, right? So he come over and I show him like, look, you know what I'm saying? The power that's coming out my hands and shit, right? And he was already like a horrible like being at first, right? But this is a big mistake on my part. So y'all pay attention to the story, right? I think I told this before too. No, I was in St. Louis when this happened, right? Okay. When I opened up the portal, that was before I went to Nebraska, right? This is right before I moved into the apartment with the other two stories that I just told y'all about him being possessed with those demons and the angel at the same time. They were like wrestling over his body, right? So, I called him over, right? And I showed him like the power that was coming from my hands and stuff. And to hold his hands out, right? And I put it in his hands. Like I took the energy, it buffered, okay? I took the energy and then I put it in his hands, right? And then it was like after that is when he like all of that shit started happening. Like, and when he was like where he was like, he was like just a cheater at first, right? Just like a cheater at first and a scam artist at first. But once I did that, this was a mistake, y'all. Listen, once I did that, once I I gave like the energy from my hands and put it into his hands because I was thinking it's cool. I'm like, look, like hold your hands out, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing. And I'm like showing him, he held his hands out or whatever. That nigga like zoom, like his body straightened up real quick, and that's when he became the super villain. Like for real, he was already like a villain, but I guess like there was some type of door that was like open. Okay, or something like that, and I should have never shown him my power. Then this is why he still stalks me years later and shit like that, because of that moment right fucking there. He's seen my light, he's seen my gifts, he's seen the flow of it coming through me. Do you get what I'm saying? That was the mistake that I made, was showing this man, that preacher dude, that I had that type of power, but I didn't know no motherfucking better. Do you get what I'm saying? I didn't know any better. Nobody got any fucking answers to me as to why this is happening. Why is this happening? Why? You get what I'm saying? They tried to pray it off me. It was not going, it didn't stop. It did not stop. The power did not stop. They tried speaking in tongues over me, every fucking thing. It did not stop. I was still able to see spirits, okay, and all that. You know, that song Fire and Pressure? For real. Like, for real, that literally explains, like, the story, like, literally, okay? I was still seeing, after all of it, going to church, trying to get it baptized off me, all that shit, I still could see the spirit, still could hear the spirit, still could speak to them, all of that. And I was like, okay. But I didn't know he turned into the super villain immediately, though. Like, I didn't know that. That's what had kicked it off, but I do now know. I knew probably, like, fucking 10 years ago when that motherfucker just kept, like, it was just weird to me how every time he would get with a female, they would actually hate me, and I wouldn't even know these bitches. Like, I would just be moving on with my life, making my way downtown. That's what the fuck I would be doing, okay? And every bitch, new bitch, would already think that they know me because of whatever the fuck this nigga said about me and try to hurt me or harm me, like literally want to fight me or gang up with me with the other bitches he was fucking, the all group. Like, I'm like, what is going on here? You get what I'm saying? But because he said, I showed him my light. It was buffering for a second, y'all. But that's how strong your gifts would be. They see that fucking light on your ass, man, and they don't got that shit. They want to try to put that light out, or they don't want you to have it. You know? So it is what it is. So this was before the Papa Legba video. You said, oh, okay, maybe when I saw your Papa Legba video. This was way before the Papa Legba video that this stuff had happened. It was way before it. You know? And I don't really be telling people this shit because, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, they're not going to understand. You get what I'm saying? They're not going to understand, right? That's why I have to present solid facts about these motherfuckers, right? To just do it that way or whatever. And then everybody else, the spiritual shit will catch up, like for real, for real. But that's the truth. And I've been divorced from him for a long time, but I ain't never really told y'all I got in depth with the situation because it's not really that important. I mean, it's important to me what I went through and to share my story, but they're not really that important to me to bring it up because I feel like it's more valuable lessons is out here. But maybe this story is a valuable lesson because you never know who you're sleeping with. Some of these people are not human. I told y'all my children are not all the way human. They're not. Literally mixed with an angel and a demon. Literally, because I've been told y'all I ain't no human, okay? But that nigga ain't no human either, okay? He ain't no human in a bad way. He ain't no human in a motherfucking way to where, you know, he might fucking sacrifice your ass and drink your blood, okay, and your children, okay? I'm not a human as in I am an angel, an earth angel, a divine messenger, and I existed before existence. And that's why I don't give a fuck who listens to the messages that the divine give me. That's why I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't care because I just do what I'm supposed to do. And if you get the message, then it's for you. And if you don't, or it doesn't make sense to you, either spirit ain't listening to you, I'm not listening to you, well, maybe they ain't listening to you because I definitely didn't mean to say that, but maybe spirit ain't listening to your ass either. They're not, I was going to say, either they're not fucking with you. You get what I'm saying? They're not fucking with you. The message is not for you. But it is what it is. But I done seen all this shit though, man. And it's fucking crazy. There's somebody who is watching me. Here I go with this psychic shit again, bitch. There's somebody who's watching me that is actually a celebrity. Where's my pendulum? Is that correct, Divine Spirit? I feel it. It is correct. Thank you. Okay, so there's a celebrity watching me. Okay. And you believe, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so there's a celebrity that's watching me and they believe that I'm Alicia Smiley. They do. Okay. And they also believe I'm psychic as shit. They do. Okay. That's what's up. Just don't play with me because I don't play no games. I can see this shit. I can see in the spirit realm. And I just asked that too. Like, if we gonna be cool, truth gang, and y'all really want to, like, you know, be my truth gang family, just be real with me because I'm telling you, I'm gonna see that shit. And I'm not gonna open up to you. I'm gonna block you out immediately. So be genuine if you're coming towards me, because if you're not, I'm gonna catch it immediately. And keep in mind about my trauma, okay? And not in a manipulative way, in a way that I might just like snap the fuck out on you if you try to play with me. And that's just real. I'm sorry, but I have to tell y'all where I'm at. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't play with me, like try to manipulate me or control me or get over on me or any of that, because I'm really a kind individual. A lot of power, but I don't use it for bad because I have to answer to the divine for how I choose to use my spiritual gifts, which is why I choose to use them for good. Okay? But I will defend myself. I will say that. But if you want to be cool with me, you say you never know who's watching. Show us some love, celebrity. Hashtag be real. I don't know who the celebrity is because they didn't show me that, but I just felt the energy of, right? So I know that they're there and I know that they're watching my videos and my lives. And that's cool. They don't have to say nothing to me because I really ain't about no clout or nothing like that. I just want justice. So, well, I know you're watching because the spirit just snitched on your ass. Celebrity, if you can't help me get no justice, then you might as well just stay hidden behind the scenes. That's all I got to say. Because I don't give a fuck about no money. I mean, money helps and it's nice, but I don't require that. What's most important to me right now is seeing the people that harm me and kidnap me. If you believe I'm Alicia Smiley, it's me getting this justice. That's what's most important to me. And that preacher needs to go down too, because he literally became a hitman. Okay, job that I also know all the people that he murdered, because he's a serial killer. I said on this channel. Oh, it's buffering. It's buffering. Did y'all hear what I just said? I said, this is why they want to kill me, because remember I told y'all what the preacher do, I had put a list of people that these people are responsible for killing, for murdering on YouTube. But this was like before the Alicia Smiley video, I believe. Or right after, where I put a list, because I know all the people that they killed. Now they hire people, they're people in high positions, so they can easily get a death certificate to say something else, okay? But that's another reason why. But they're all here, though. That's what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? I want to say all the people that they did to Georgia, okay? And other places, too. They're all here, and they're all finna get their justice, and they're all protecting me. They're finna get their justice, because some of those people had great purposes, but you harvested them. And I have proof of it, okay? I got proof of this shit. I ain't just saying that shit. I have actual proof of this shit. So they're not just responsible for kidnapping me. They're responsible for several unalivings in this church that I grew up in. In this church that I grew up in. And they'll tell you that the members will even tell you during the time that this nigga was the preacher of the church, it was more deaths than it ever was. More funerals than it ever was. And it was the congregation. It wasn't like outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Because it was his church. But my ex-husband was the pastor there too, and he was able to conduct services and do whatever he needed to do there too. you know. But it is what it is, y'all. I guess I'm done spilling the beans for the night. I'm gonna go back and watch this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this. It's pissing me off. It's literally pissing me off that we're buffering. All right, y'all. I'm gonna watch this live over again, I guess, because I'm tired of it buffering on me, y'all. And then I gotta get my ass in the shower so I can go to work. But anyways, I love y'all so much. Go back and watch this live if you're just now getting on this live. It's some really interesting real life stories on here. Okay. So I hope that you guys will watch it. It's a blackout reading. So you won't see me on this live, but you'll hear me on this live. But listen to all my stories on this live. They're true stories, okay? And I'll see y'all maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel. Okay. But I love y'all so much. Truth gang, 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 gang. And I'm out this bitch.